Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about The Walking Dead. This has to deal with the mystery boots and speculation that we're going to get a bigger war than we originally thought. Now I got to give you guys some backstory a little bit here so you can see where I'm coming from. And it's going to be spoiler free, but we're using kind of blueprints for the story arcs based off the comic books. Again, it's going to be spoiler free. A lot of TV fans can already tell we are going to war with Negan eventually. The way comic book fans are thinking about it, you have either one or two options. They're going to end the war with Negan at the end of Season 8, and then they have the break between seasons to do the time skip, okay? That's if they do the time skip, Another option is that they end the war with Negan in the middle of Season 8, and they only have a small gap, a very tiny window, to do the time skip. Now, I have said from the very beginning that, although that would be cool as shit, both would be cool, I don't give a damn. Either or, I can't wait for that. I love where we're at now, I don't want to rush it, but oh man, wow, there's so much potential, it's insane. If you think The Walking Dead is good now, holy shit, wait till we get to what comes after. Anyway, I think it's very problematic to have a war and have Alexandria either partially destroyed, a little bit destroyed, to have a war actually go down in Alexandria and then have a small break in the middle of the season for only like a month and a half, because they take a break too on the show also, from what I understand, if I get that correct. Now, they only have that little window of opportunity to actually go in and reconstruct Alexandria to make it look proper for the time skip. They're going to have to put some serious construction into this, and I feel like it's less problematic if they have the season-to-season break, because that's what, like 5 or 6 months, you know what I mean, compared to like a month and a half, 2 months. So I think it just is in their benefit to do it that way. With that said, and this is what relates to the mystery boots, if they are going to use the mystery boots to introduce us to not just a new character, because I was doing some thinking too, like, if it's one character, what good is that unless that character is giving us another background story, like, oh, I came from a civilization that Negan, or a community that Negan destroyed, yada, yada, yada. But what if the mystery boots is from a new community? And I know it's a stretch. Fuck, I know it. You know, right now we don't need it. We just don't need a new community whatsoever. We have the Oceanside. If we need another community to pull out of our ass to help in the war, we have Oceanside. But here's the thing. It's not the boots. The boots is not the red flag about this new community that will probably never happen, and I'll look like a complete fool, but that's alright because I also said the W meant nothing. I'm just kidding. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I am. Anyway, the shit that Richard said stuck with me. I couldn't get it out of my head. When he told Morgan and Carol, he's like, oh, when the world fell, communities started pulling together. And he said a lot of those communities are not with us anymore. Think about it. You have those communities in that general area. A lot of them fell. I'm sorry. Some of you are probably like, some of you probably left because I'm just shaking Lucille like she's having a seizure. Let me put her down. All right, so you have these communities in this general area. What if some of these communities, we've seen the library community, which was where Carol got stitched up by Morgan in that one area where he cut the walker that was hanging. We saw the final survivor from that community die when Simon drug him out and they put an X on his chest. See how that connects, where this is a community. We saw the complete destruction of this community by seeing the aftermath. What if there's other communities? What if Oceanside is not the only other community that has run away or went into hiding from Negan? And that is the thing I'm thinking about here. What if they introduce us to, and maybe it's a small community, because I don't think we need to over-exaggerate with all these different communities. I don't think we need to do that. But here's the thing. Essentially, and I know this is going to sound shitty, but it's a throwaway community. Now, we already have a community hiding out in the woods, so I know it's going to be like, oh god, they're recycling that shit. Because essentially what I'm trying to argue is we're going to have another community in hiding in the woods. Because think about it. They were in the woods, and they were spying on Aaron and Rick, and the boot is the giveaway. I know a lot of fans are like, it's Dwight, it's this person, it's... And I even said it too. Maybe it's the Oceanside. But then I'm thinking, no, they are all established right now, right? They don't have shit clothes. You know what I mean? Did you see the boot? It's all ripped up on top. That's not Dwight. Dwight takes what he wants. He has good boots. Even though they look kind of similar, sure, but he has good boots. Look at that. He has part of it in the image. The mystery man or woman, I'm sorry, I keep saying he, but it has like this wire, like a fucking outlet wire wrapped around it or some shit. We have a few hints that some other shit is going on, some surprise storylines. We have boots that do not belong to any character, in my opinion, because they are shit boots. They're ass. Then we have this really weird looking walker with, and it's awesome. It's got a helmet so you can't kill it easy. It's got spikes sticking all around it. And I know at first I thought, man, the Saviors, they're saving some sick, insane looking walkers for some type of intro. I don't know, because I don't think this is a walker they would have in their fence area, but maybe it is. But I'm thinking, what if it's the new community? Because listen, if they've dealt with the Saviors, if they know or maybe they've seen what the Saviors have done utilizing the walkers, we can get another community that's actually in hiding. And maybe this is Rick's first introduction to them, and that is why he's standing in that area where you get the walker with the spikes. Ba-boom! And maybe they run into this new community. No. I was going to say maybe when Jesus takes them to the kingdom and on their way back, since they're already spying on Alexandria, maybe the person spying or the leader of this new community lets himself be known, and then they go meet up with Rick later on, yada, yada, yada. Now, I'm going to run through a couple of these things, but the main point and what ties this all together is this might be a throwaway community that could die in the war, but I think there's definitely clues that is not pointing to Dwight. Ripped up boots doesn't make sense. Morales is just a joke. That's a joke that fans are running around. I see it in every comment section. Yeah, so I see a lot of fans getting confused and thinking that's serious. That's a joke. And if you think that's serious, I don't know what to tell you. A couple cool points, not just Richard talking about the other communities that are no longer with them, which makes me think maybe Negan's actually bad for communities. He just takes and takes and takes until they are worn down to nothing, or until they can't handle it anymore and they fight back even a little bit. Now, in the episode, we see Rick and Aaron where the boot scene was. They found all those guns and ammo. And no, they didn't find ammo, but they found all the guns. There's 2 grenades sitting on the table. I circled them in this image. I thought that is an awesome Easter egg for the war, because in the comic book, Negan has grenades. I won't spoil it here, but he's having a field day and he's excited as hell using these grenades in the war. So comic book fans, look at that. Rick might be giving Negan, or he already gave Negan, grenades that Negan will use against them. That shit is crazy. Now, we also have Michonne. Yes, a lot of you guys talked in the last thing I said. I didn't see her shoot. She does shoot. It says it in the caption. Plus, there's a little with a flash, That was a horrible silencer sound effect, but she shot a laser silencer. Now that I'm going back and rewatching it, this is something I really wish they would have done close up and just show us the nitty gritty, because I kind of feel like far away, it takes some of that brutality away from it. Like, it's not so bad, but that was horrible. That was a gut-wrenching moment, especially for the character who just said, listen, take me out. I lost, I know it. There's no way I'm getting out of this. Anyway, the matches for Daryl. Everyone is telling me I need to eat grass because I said there's no way Jesus gave him the matches, the key and the note. And I'm not eating grass yet until we get this confirmed, because that did not make any sense. There's no way that makes any sense whatsoever, that Jesus got all the materials together, gave him a note, then left, put the matchbook in the door so Daryl can escape. It doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't he open the door? Why wouldn't he leave with Daryl? If they run into trouble, both of them fighting back is better than one. Jesus didn't have a way out of there. And again, Daryl, what if he thought it was a trap and he didn't even leave? Jesus would be waiting there. So I do think it was either Sherry or Dwight. Those are the only two at this point in time. I think it could be. And then finally, a lot of people are telling me that Rick is actually looking at the note that Eugene gave him for the ammo, because I thought that would be awesome that they can make ammo without even needing Eugene for right now. But Rick is actually looking at the letter that the guy left that says, even though you won, you still lost, something like that, which is a fantastic metaphor for this episode. Fucking love it. But I just want to clarify that because a lot of fans are saying he's looking at the information to make bullets, but he's actually not. He's looking at the note that the guy left, the guy who they essentially took his supplies, the guy who died, who we never saw. Anyway, one of the survivors left a note, and that's the note that got Aaron beat up. That's what Rick was actually looking at, and I think that is a beautiful metaphor because look at Rick accomplished it. He accomplished it. He won. He got the supplies before they had nothing to offer to saviors. Rick won. He got back to Alexandria with the supplies, and he lost anyway. Look at that note. Congratulations, you won, but you lost anyways. That is an awesome metaphor for this episode. He's sitting there in the dark, staring at this letter and the words on it. You won. You saved your people because you were able to find supplies and bring it back for Negan, and you still lost because Spencer's dead, Eugene's gone, Olivia, who was an absolute sweetheart, was helping you with Judith. I mean, there's all that stuff that was happening off screen as well, you know what I mean, where he probably grew a close bond with Olivia, and he liked her. He thought she was a sweetheart, very helpful. She was doing inventory. She was helping around Alexandria. She wasn't a fighter, but she was helping, and she was sweet and kind and nice from everything we saw, and she got shot in the face for that. She got shot in the face essentially for Spencer hiding the guns, because remember, Negan's like, I wouldn't have picked Olivia, but a rat didn't trust her. Remember with Spencer taking the guns and it not being in the books? That shit altogether. Anyway, that's just a couple thoughts I had from the last episode, but this new community. Now, I will say this right now. We see it more and more when we have breaks in between seasons. A lot of spoiler fans or fans that are in the spoilers, they hear us talking about predictions and they want to tell us what happens. We don't want to know. I don't know if there's any spoilers out. I know in the Facebook group we have a couple people who are into spoilers who help, and they help moderate comments. And as far as what I was told, no one knows what the boots are. If you do know, don't bother telling us. We don't want to know. The fun part is guessing. You know what I mean? So, with that said, here's my thoughts and opinions. And this is a video I most definitely will follow up on because of the topics inside the video, especially whose boot it is, are they going to war, and why are they going to war, and will the war and the original storyline flesh this out and give us a lot more story than we were actually originally thinking they would in the beginning. With that said, I'm going to keep rambling if I don't shut up. So, thoughts and opinions down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.